It's a marvelous day to be alive. I do hope that you agree. Welcome in, everybody. Don't forget to like, comment, share, subscribe. We are the biggest, by the way. I'm waiting on my guest. I do have a guest today. So that's gonna be cool. And let me make sure I get y'all set up real quick, cause you know me, man. You know, you know, as professional as I am, I'm still a little, a little ratchet. You know what I'm saying? A little ratchet. Meaning I still gotta get it together. I gotta wipe off my camera. You know what I'm saying? I gotta set y'all up. You know what I'm saying? Like stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? Stuff like that. You know, stuff like that. What's going on, my good brother? Welcome to see you. Welcome in. Excuse me. I'm blessed and highly favored. I hope you are as well. Let me get my mic together, bro. And wait, let me text my guest too, because I didn't tell him a time, and that's on me too. I'm on now. Come when you ready. Ready. No 607. Today we got a good one though, bro. I've been talking about the shadow realm. I've been talking about shadow people, but I did a case study recently, and I figured out some things about shadow people, and now I know that it's real. I know that for a fact that it's real. So that's what we're going to be talking about today, and then we also, if time permits, we're going to be talking about the Moorish War in Americas. You know, Moors, right? Black people. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna be talking about that. We're gonna be talking about Nicholas Maduro, not me. You know, my name's Nicholas, but I'm not like that Nicholas, like that long turtle moose faced man that got captured by the US American government, US American imperialism. We're gonna be talking about him and why it's important that he got captured, why that's important, what it means for World War III. You know, because I know that's what y'all care about. You know what I'm saying? So we're gonna be talking about that. We're gonna be talking about Welcome to Dairy and how they manifest Paris. You know, we got a bunch of stuff on the docket today. So let me get professional and let me set up. But I hope you're doing well, bro. I hope your family's good. I hope for those of y'all that's gonna be watching this back, y'all doing well. And I know if anything like me, y'all go outside, the vibes are kind of like weird nowadays. Like everything's kind of weird. Like you got good people, you got bad people, but still, like the vibes in the air though, it's just like a heavy feeling. You know what I'm saying? Or maybe it's just me. I don't know. But I've heard that other people feel this. And, you know, I'm pretty sure it's not just me who feels kind of like things are just kind of like weird outside. You know what I mean? Like, it's just weird, bro. You know? Just weird, you know? So y'all let me know if y'all been feeling the weirdness going on outside too. Or if it's just me. You know what I mean? And then I think I want to start with my parasite story. Not parasite, I'm sorry. I think I want to start with my shadow story because um because Welcome to Dairy, not so much Stranger Things. Maybe for some of us, this does do this. Here goes my guest as well. Welcome in, sir. How we doing? I'm just telling about how we're going to be talking about Welcome to Dairy and what's the other show that I was referring to? I was referring to Stranger Things. You know, it
Okay.
might do this for some people, but anyways, give me 1 second. Let me get my mic together. 1 second, please. 1 second.
What's up, chat? Spam them likes up. We here, man. Y'all
Oh
know.
yeah.
Came to drop some gems. Hey, 2026. This one of the things on my resolution list, man. Listening more.
I,
So,
for some reason, I can't hear you.
oh, you can't hear me? Hold on.
Well, your volume just turned down really low. Maybe it's my phone.
Yo, you can hear me now? Hold on.
It just sounds very, very low. I don't know. Is that just me, guys, or can you guys hear him? Can you hear me? Let's start there.
Yo, you can hear me now?
I can hear you fine, but like the volume just like turned like significantly down. And I'm gonna not be a rude host as well. I'm definitely gonna introduce you. I just gotta get my life together. He said I can hear both of y'all. Okay, maybe it's just me. That's weird. FBG Butter, stay off my live. All right, we're not doing that. We're not doing that, FBG Butter. You know what I'm saying? We're not doing that, Butter. We're not doing that. Not today. We're not doing that. Anyways, welcome in everybody. Don't forget to like, comment, share, subscribe. We are the biggest, by the way. I go by the name SOLARMAN, and today I got a guest. If you want to introduce yourself, we've had a few conversations, but go ahead and introduce yourself.
Y'all know it's YSG Cole.
Anyways,
I'm
welcome in
here
everybody.
again. Welcome to the program. This just a conversation, not an interrogation, because we is not the police. So let's get
We're
it.
not the police. Damn. I thought I was gonna get some money. You know they handing up. They giving out a lot of money for
Y'all,
snitching.
disregard what Solar talk about right now, y'all.
Did you know that?
We
But did you know that?
no, hey, I did hear it's a crazy bonus for the ICE agents right now.
Well, yeah, it's $100,000. Let's be specific now, because you know we're about specifics. Look at you. It's $100,000 sign-on bonus for ICE agents if they would like to engage in domestic terrorism and espionage and fascism and harassing civilians. Now, people might be like, real quick, people might be like, if you're not an American citizen, you don't have any rights, and that's just not true. People who think like this are kind of like communists because it's something called the law of the land, and the supreme law of the land just governs just basic human rights for humans. Now, again, I don't believe. Well, I say this all the time. I don't believe that people should just be able to walk over here and just live here, without going through a due process. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I don't subscribe to that, but I do think that snatching people off of the street just because you're a white boy or light skinned with a badge on, I don't think that's right. I don't think that's
how about
good
with
for
a mask
humanity.
on?
You know what I mean?
Who the fuck are you?
Exactly. Who are you? But I don't know if you heard this recently as well. You know what I'm gonna have to do? Because I can't hear it all. So I'm gonna have to watch the live on my other phone, and then I'm gonna have to turn this down so it doesn't interfere. So just give me 1 second. One second. Exactly. Who are you? Okay, cool. Cool. So I don't know if you heard this recently. What was my point going to be with that? I don't know if you heard this recently, but oh yeah, they can't wear masks no more. They can't wear masks.
Word? Good shit.
Hold on. This is ghetto. Oh yeah, they can't wear masks no more. Can't wear masks. Word? Good. Okay, yeah. They can't wear masks no more. You know what I'm saying? They can't wear masks. They have to show their faces. They're not just allowed to be Klansmen walking around bullying people no more. That's not allowed. So I'm glad to have this gentleman on the show today because we got a bunch of different topics that we're going to be talking about. Since we're kind of like talking about, oh snap, FPG Butter. No, that's me, guys. I can't blame Butter for everything. But since we're going to be talking about a few different topics, some of which is what's going on in relation to domestic terrorism. Since we're on the topic of domestic terrorism, I want to go ahead and jump into the topic of what's going on right now and kind of like clear the air right now about, the feelings of like World War III and stuff like that there. And what I'm talking about is the recent capture of South American Venezuelan president Nicolas Maduro. You know anything about that?
Nah, not much.
Okay, that's no problem at all, brother. So let me just tell you what I know about it. What I know about it is Nicolas Maduro is kind of like a Trump of Venezuela, meaning nobody really likes the motherfucker except people who like fascism. And fascism just means when the government has complete control over the citizens and they get to do things basically like a dictatorship. That's what fascism is. So Nicolas Maduro, he had an election recently. Was supposed to be a fair and honest election. Kind of like this last one. Where Trump lost the popular vote, but you have something that's called the Electoral College that made this motherfucker still stay in office. You know what I mean? That type of stuff. So that happened with Nicolas Maduro, except he lost the vote by millions of votes, but he didn't leave office. So kind of like Venezuelans don't really like Nicolas Maduro. So that kind of like gave us more of a reason to interfere. So the reason that we interfered in Venezuela and the reason that we say this is the official narrative, and I'm going to tell you what really happened. The official narrative is we went to go get Nicolas Maduro because, he's involved in bringing like, large amounts of like cocaine and fentanyl and stuff like that there. You know what I mean? He, stuff that really affects the hood. The
Because you go
They
ahead.
they just put fentanyl as a weapon of mass destruction, right?
I'm not sure. Did they do that?
Well, so last week a bill Trump just signed a bill categorizing fentanyl as a weapon of mass destruction, equal to a nuclear weapon. And then now you saying they use that as their reason to go over there and grab dude. But it's got to be a but. What's the real reason?
Yeah, there's a big old butt.
What's the
The
real?
big old butt. No 607. So it's a big old butt. You feel me? It's a big old butt. And the big old butt is, and I'm glad you said that because I was unaware that they just categorized fentanyl as that. And the timing is impeccable. You know, these people are all about timing. So the fact that you just mentioned that, so he must have did that when he categorized marijuana. You know, where he
Same day, yeah.
declassified
This
it.
was like the one Tuesday and a Wednesday type shit. Yep, yep.
For sure. Okay. Boom. So it all makes sense. America. It all makes sense. So the reason that he did that, and the reason that fentanyl, because that gives them more of a, it gives them more leniency in going into Venezuela. Because again, Venezuela, they say, is the biggest producer of these narcotics that are coming into our waters. And then
And
one
then
more thing, and I'll let
they
you go.
made it a weapon of mass destruction. Okay,
They
I'm
made
with you. I'm
they
with
made it a
you.
weapon of mass destruction. The same thing that they did when we went over to Iraq, Iran, Afghanistan, and we invaded more brown people and extracted their resources under the name of protecting American interests.
And
So
then
that
find
brings
one
us to
weapon of
why we're
mass
actually there.
destruction. Okay,
We're
so why we there?
we're actually there because Venezuela, just like Nigeria, I don't know if you know, we just bombed some more brown people too over in the continent of
I
Vocabulary
seen your
or
live.
Africa, however you want to talk about it.
I seen your live.
For sure. So we just bombed some more brown people over there. But the reason that we did that is because these two places are the biggest producers on the planet currently of natural oil, of oil. Venezuela
Big
is the leading
oil.
producer of oil in the world. And they just so happen to just be like, 10,000 miles that way. You know what I mean? So they're pretty close. But I don't know if you knew this, Venezuelans' allies are kind of like our enemies. Their allies are
Mm.
like Russia, China, North Korea, people that we don't really mess
All the
with. But
ops.
if you know all those names that I just mentioned to you, all those people are kind of like over there. I mean, they kind of
Mm-hmm.
like far, and we kind of like right here. So I say all that to say that the reason that we're down there is obvious. We're down there for the oil, and it's more obvious because as we extracted the president, it's not like we said, Venezuela, go ahead and have a free and fair election right now to go ahead and select a president. Not to say that we should even do that, but it's not like we did that. We said,
Right.
until there is a peaceful transition of power or a fair transition of power, America will take control of Venezuelan state and its industries. That's what we said.
Mm.
That's the official narrative.
And it's what?
Huh?
And it's what?
And it's in its industries, plural.
Mm.
So it's not like we're doing any favors to the Venezuelan people. It's not like it's not also something like this, bro. In order for you to go capture a president like that, that's first and foremost, that's an act. That's a very aggressive act. That's an act of war in any other circumstance. But you have to have something. That's why we got in this, that's why America is technically like the best place on the planet, because we have something called checks and balances. We can't just go do something just because we feel like we got the biggest nuts. We have to get congressional approval.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And what Marco Rubio, the white Latino guy, you know what I'm saying? What he did was they forfeited any type of congressional approval, and they just went to go do it. So we kidnapped Nicolas Maduro and his wife, and we forced ourselves under the guise of protecting our national borders from drugs and narcotics and removing a dictator out of South America. So we position ourselves as the good guys. Again, what you think about that?
Okay, you want to know my take on this whole war thing and everything you just gave with what you just gave me right there and what I was already thinking about, right? So the end industries, right? So oil. I think that this was more so about the money than the fentanyl, the president, they election. I really think that our market cap was about to explode because okay, they giving all these $1 trillion evaluations, Nvidia, OpenAI, all these $1 trillion evaluations. Them people taking them evaluations and then they going to the bank and taking out loans on that money, right? But thing is, they giving these evaluations. We don't have the money to back it. Eventually, what's gonna happen? Boom, the bubble gonna pop. But guess what? We just went over there, snatched them up, took all control of all the oil, and guess what that did? Added 17 billion into the stock market overnight. And I believe that we closer to a recession than they saying. And
we've been
I
in a
feel like
recession
this was
since
more so.
we've been in a recession for the last 8 years. It doesn't matter if it's Democratic or Republican. Our national debt has increased by $2 trillion since this current administration, and I don't just blame it on Trump. I'm glad you said that that we're that OpenAI stuff, that Nvidia stuff. I'm glad you said, bro. I almost thought your background was my background and somebody was walking behind me. Oh my god. Oh my god. And, we're gonna talk about that a little later too with the shadow people. But that's good. But
Hey,
no, I'm glad you said something
ironically,
about the OpenAI stuff because it just goes to show you where our interests lie. You know what I'm saying? So not only are we increasing, so it's kind of like we're moving towards the future, but we're also ensuring that we stay in the past. And what do I mean about that? OpenAI is the future, right? Like
Got you.
ChatGPT, the reason that it's free right now is so it can download as much information and as much talking patterns of all types of races and all types of people and all types of backgrounds, and it can collect our biometric data and it can sit in the background just like Siri and pick up on everything that we talk about. You know what I'm saying? So that's the reason that this stuff is in the background. But then at the same time, we're still staying stuck in the past because we're still relying on insufficient means of travel. And what's that? Natural oil. That's insufficient and it's filthy. It's freaking filthy. I don't know where you're at in Ohio. I'm sorry. I know you're rich. My bad. You might be in Miami. I don't know where you're at in the world right now, but I know where I'm at in Ohio. I see chemtrails in the air every day. And the fact that so I know I'm bouncing around, but it's all relating to the same thing because it's like we're still relying on filth to move us toward in the future. So it's like I don't know, bro. What you think about that? I don't know, bro.
Well, to pick up where you left off, as far as like the gas in the cars. First of all, turning the key to the car is the worst thing that we could do to the environment every day. But we all got to get up and get to where we got to go. Okay, I feel like it was a race to be ran, right? As humanity, we was supposed to pick up where okay, everybody might believe in different things, evolution, right? I believe that we were supposed to pick up with whatever we had and run our race, right? But technology came, computers came, and we paused and stop innovating and start cashing in and made everything about money and we stopped innovating, right? Thing is, we lost all our resources while being capitalists. We was being capitalists instead of being inventors. We was being capitalists and being money hungry, playing Monopoly when we was supposed to be playing Legos, building shit. You feel me? See, thing is, we paused the race. Say we was running the track meet, right? And I'm running my part, then I hand it to Solar. Then Solar run his leg of the race. Look, it's a big ass bag of money right there in the grass. He like, hold on, stop. Everybody stop. Y'all see that? Everybody like, hell yeah. See, we all stop running and walk over to the side, start picking up the money, dividing it up. Okay, and now we're at a point. The earth we destroying the earth. It's the environment gonna be unlivable, and so now we desperate. We depending. We turning to depend, asking AI, give us the answers, help us, save us. When we should have, when computers came, AI was supposed to come right after that, and we was, bro, the shit that's going on now was supposed to been going on if they was innovating instead of capitalizing. See, there's nothing wrong with people inventing because we gotta run our leg, gang. We can't travel at the speed of light. So we never gonna have no answers until we do. They were supposed to run their leg in the race and we'd have been farther, but they didn't. We became capitalists for the last 30 years. Now we want to turn to AI. It's not gonna work. It's too late. The environment too bad off. We didn't destroy everything. The money ain't even about to be worth nothing. Nothing gonna be worth nothing in a minute. And that's my take on that. Just to pick up on where you left off with the AI and the EVs and the gas cars just destroying the world. That's how I feel about that, gang.
For sure. Now, that's a good point. Before I continue, let me because we're going crazy in the chat right now. Let me see what y'all talking about. Hey guys, I'm Andrew. Right on, Andrew. Welcome in, Andrew. It's nice to see you guys. Don't forget to like, comment, share, subscribe. I go by the name SOLARMAN. I'm totally and phenomenally, phenomenally is not a word, but it is today. Phenomenally, catastrophically, for the good purpose. We're out of here. And if you don't have a tribe and you don't have a home, you found one now. So don't forget to double tap the screen, like, comment, share, subscribe. I got a guest on today about a program. It's a conversation, not an interrogation, which I kind of
Not
hope it was an
interrogation.
interrogation because they're giving out a lot of money for snitching. Just like we're talking about today, Nicolas Maduro, the guy that we talked about, the Southern American president, he had a $50 million bounty placed on his head, and America kind of like cashed in on his own bounty. So it's like it's kind of like we pump faked our move. We acted like we put out a bounty out there, but we went and collected our own bounty. So I'm pretty sure we're gonna use that as a tax write-off some way, somehow. And then right now we're kind of talking about OpenAI and we're talking about outsourcing. Basically, well, we didn't say this, but this is what OpenAI does. It outsources all of our public information and biometric data to all of these companies that are offshores, like Israel, like Russia, stuff like that there. You know what I'm saying? So that's kind of like what we're talking about right now before we talk about shadow people and demons. You know what I mean? So it's an interesting conversation, people. You definitely want to stay tuned. Let's see what y'all talking about, though. Whack, I want to talk about ignorant shit. Probably not the lie for you, dog. Black or white, pick a side. That should only be the color in America. I don't know what you mean by that. Do you know what he meant by that?
No. He was when you was talking about America, like we shouldn't just grab people off the street and kick them out. I think he was saying it's only supposed to be black or white.
Oh, that's kind of weird. I don't know. I don't know.
That's
He'll have to
weird.
comment again. You speak so eloquently. I appreciate the comment. But what would you expect otherwise? I don't know. Was that a facetious comment or were you being sincere? I don't know.
Talk about, was that a stereotype?
You know what I mean? Like, am I supposed to talk yo? I mean, I don't know. It's all they call it ebonics, bro. They study us like rats and dogs. I don't know if you know that.
that.
Yeah.
It talks so good. It talks
so
good.
You speak so well, for one of you coloreds, you speak so well, that's good. Facts on God. Crypto been green since January 1st. Okay. Hell yeah, that's how we take over shit. Crypto is crash. If you buy crypto, you holding debt. You need to buy gold and silver. I've been seeing y'all talk about crypto just a little bit. This is not what I intended to talk about today, but let's just talk about crypto. And I don't know how much you know about crypto, Poe, but I'll just briefly give what I'm aware of crypto because I kind of took like a class on it. So the things that I think is good about, well, first and foremost, there's no future where I see crypto not being in it. So we're, the more and more that we move towards AI and open source information like that, artificial intelligence, the more and more we're moving away from traditionalism and from a physical type of transactional system. It's just not, what's the word? It's not feasible and it's not practical. Because 90% of the industry of the blue collar industry, or I'm sorry, of the financial industry is going to be replaced with AI by 2036. That's just a fact. You know what I'm saying? So it's like crypto is like kind of like the future. And it's like, it's one of those things where unlike the New World Order, which, we, depending on how you feel about the Bible and stuff like that there, we can kind of like move away from that type of thing. But like crypto is like not going anywhere. So it's like the idea of crypto is kind of like we need to figure out how we can make it better. And the good thing about crypto is that there's receipts for every transaction. I don't know if you knew that. It's called a blockchain.
The blockchain.
So a blockchain, meaning if me, if I'm a pervert and all I do is order large amounts of pornography, there's gonna be a blockchain that shows that. Or if I'm sending money to you in your condo in Miami, there's going to be a blockchain that shows my transactions that I just sent you $10,000, $5,000.
But it's supposed
so anyways,
to be
I say all that to say,
though, right?
It's supposed
to be encrypted, though, right?
It's supposed to be encrypted. However, if we want to pull those receipts, we can do that. And you and I, if we're connected on the same network, you and I can do that. You know what I'm saying? So that's the good thing about it. And I honestly, I feel like all of our politicians and our tax money should be converted into crypto. That way we can keep receipts on everything that our politicians, what they're doing with our money and everything that our tax dollars are going. I actually think crypto can be a very, very viable thing for the future. That's just my take on it. What you think about that?
I think I agree with what you said. I think we gonna move away from gold and silver. But to be fair to their point, silver actually is probably worth more than it's ever been at this point. Like currently, like dude said, since January 1st, stuff been going up and up. Like, but that's usual. That's the usual. But yes, gold and silver is kind of like what they are, but we gonna move towards crypto, and that's gonna be a thing of the past. Like dollars and cash, paper money, it's not gonna be worth nothing because we print too much of it. We just simply print too much of it for it to be worth anything.
Yeah, it's so not worth anything at this time. It's basically like you and me printing it right now.
Yeah,
That's how
yeah,
much it's worth
literally.
right now.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That's how much value that has. And I think right now this is an opinion that I'm giving right now. I think that the reason that it's worth so much gold and silver is because I mean y'all know like the stock market and stuff. That's not like an actual like thing that's like computerized. The stock market is rich people and how they feel about how everything is going. Like it's their feeling. It's not like anything physical. It's people in their feelings. People with money in their feelings. So with that being said, you know, billionaires invest. I think it was something like 30 trillion last year into underground bunkers and post-apocalyptic. Yeah. Google me. It's something like 30 trillion, 3 trillion or 30 trillion. Between that number, I know it's a crazy number, but it's true. They invested that much into underground bunkers and post-apocalyptic lifestyles. Yeah, so these people are actively working towards an apocalyptic future, but they're also trying to prepare themselves for the end. So I say all that to say that there, for all intents and purposes, there has been rumored to be an economic crash since the 90s. You know what I'm saying? Since the Cold War, since the 80s, really, if you want to take it back. So it's like, is it going to happen? I don't know. You know what I mean? I don't know. I don't have the answers. I don't know, man. But buy gold and silver. I don't think gold and silver will ever lose its value, no matter what's going on in the world, because it's something. It's a natural resource. You know what I'm saying? So it's always good, I think, to invest in natural resources, regardless of whatever type of future we got going on. That's just my opinion with that.
Yeah, I'm with you on that. Agreed.
Let me see. Yo, I know a guy in Missouri that has the same wall color. That's an interesting comment. Hey guys, hey family, welcome in everybody. Don't forget to like, comment, share, subscribe. I go by the name SOLARMAN. I'm out of here. Today and I got my guest YHD Poe. Don't forget to like, comment, share, subscribe, double tap the screen because we are the biggest, by the way. We're bigger than everybody that you can think of. You know what I'm saying? Today we're talking about a lot of different stuff. We're talking about the kidnapping of Southern American Venezuelan president. I mean, he wasn't a good guy, so I'm not going to act like he was a good guy, but we kidnapped him. We did that. And I don't know about you guys, but if anybody kidnapped Trump just because we don't like him, we would do something about that as America. I know we would. I don't know if you know America, but if anybody ever,
America gonna drop every bomb we got.
Bro, I would be ready to slide. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? And I don't even like the guy. I'm just saying, if that's like somebody coming into your house, kicking down your door, and then saying, what you gonna do about it? And the reason that we're so comfortable with doing that is because we've already been having our foot in Venezuela for the last 40 years or so. We've been trying. So this thing, I know it's shocking to people, but this situation with the Venezuelan president, with the kidnapping of him, it's not a random phenomenon. We've been in Venezuela. We've been asking. You know what I'm saying? We've been asking nicely for the last 5 presidents or so. And Trump is just the one with I got to give it to him, with the biggest nuts to go actually do it and take what we've been asking for. So the president that they want to have transition into is just what colonialists do. We'll act like we're not directly involved, but we'll have somebody that has American interests first in your country. So that's who the current president that they want to switch over. The current. So Nicolas Maduro, he was like a dictator, right? And the president that we want had to go live in Spain. So right now they're currently coming back from Spain, and they're going to try to have a fair and honest election. They're going to win. They're going to have a fair and honest election for a peaceful transition of power. But once, I don't know if you guys know anything about America, but once we get our foot in the door, we don't ever leave. We're the worst guests ever.
Yeah, so we'll be there forever. We'll
We'll
have
be
our
there
hands
forever.
in they
Unless,
industries forever, right?
yeah, under the guise of their best interest, and again, helping to transition to a democratic, you know,
hmm
thing. We're
and
liars.
maintain the
So
peace. Yeah.
as much as America values integrity and doesn't like gangs and thugs, and, stuff that they claim about us niggers. They kind of like, the reason that we got so many YNs is because we're from a YN country. I mean, what's more slimy than kicking down somebody's door, kidnapping them, putting a bounty on their head, and taking their stuff?
Hey, the politicians and them the biggest gangsters.
They
Them the ones
slimes.
calling the hits. Them the ones getting people up out the way. Them the one, yeah. Hey, he tweeted about it after. You know that?
Who tweeted about what?
Trump. He sent the tweet after they snatched him up. Yep, we got y'all president.
Yeah. He did send a tweet about that. I remember. He does so much every day that for my own mental health, I don't pay attention to what he particularly talks about because the fact that I can't put my hands on him or I can't say no. I don't. For my mental health. Because moving forward, he has set a precedent. And I don't know if you guys noticed this too. This wasn't. I didn't write this down. But there's been a rise in kind of like hatred speech under the guise of freedom of speech. There's been a rise in content creators, racist content creators making content under the guise of freedom of speech. Racists are feeling more emboldened. People who never dropped their nuts before. On a public stage. They're feeling more empowered to speak their piece. And
Why
you
is
don't
that?
get something like that unless you got like a Donald Trump. So yeah, that wasn't on my set list today. But have you noticed that? Have you guys noticed that? Have you noticed that, Poe?
Yeah, that's what I'm like. Why is that though? But you just said because Trump in office now and they like got their test out. That's what's going on.
That's exactly why. Piggybacking off of that just a little bit. You got this. I guess he's Mexican. He's like a white boy Mexican, but he's Mexican. His name's Nick Fuentes or something like that. You got people like him who are kind of like on the alt right, meaning like they're more so they're really white nationalists. They believe that this country was founded for white men by white men, and honestly, they're not lying. This country in its foundation was built for not regular white men, though, the elite white men. You know what I mean? So they're not lying about that. What they fail to recognize, though, is that any type of white nationalist, any type of state, country, place where a one particular race wants to stay what's called homogenous, where they only want people to do business with people that look like them, for people who look like them, really doesn't prosper. And it's not sustainable. You know what I mean? They didn't build the country for themselves. They didn't invent anything by themselves, and they cannot sustain this by themselves. So that's just that. You know what I mean? I gotta go. I gotta take the mic off. I'm trying to be professional, but it's like I can't hear my phone. You know what I mean? I want to blame it on FPG butter. You know what I mean? I'm kind of like getting pissed. So like, I gotta give me 1 second, guys. 1 second. Jesus, 1 second.
He said, "I gotta take my mic off."
Jeez, I don't even think it was working, bro. Like
It was though. We could hear you.
Man, this stuff is phenomenal. Like my there we go. Okay, there we go. Jesus.
So
Can you hear me now?
What's you and FBG butter beef anyway?
Bro, are you friends with him or something?
Hell no, I don't know that nigga. I don't know niggas. I only know you, gang. I don't know nobody else in this, on YouTube.
Okay, so you might be speaking for a lot of people who want to know like why I keep saying this nigga. So I'm gonna be real with you, bro. I used to I grew up watching like content creators like 607 Unc, Cam Capone, FBG Butter, you know what I'm saying? And so when I did 607 Unc's platform, my first interview that I did kind of like went semi-viral, not really, not like the one you did, but it did pretty good.
No, don't do that.
It did. I mean, you did, you did your thing, dog.
No, you did your thing. You did
with the
your
fake
thing.
Kevin Gates. That's a lying motherfucker too.
Man, you did your.
Appreciate you, bro. We both did our thing. Anyways, I say all that to say, I did my first interview. It did pretty good, and I got a bunch of people. Well, a few people. One person that I noticed for real. He did a reaction video to the interview, and FBG Butter commented under that video, not under the main video, but under the reaction video. And what he said was, he didn't say anything positive. He said F dash dash CK SOLARMAN. That's what he said.
Just out the blue, just fuck him.
Fuck him. So he said that to me, and I was like, okay, bro, I've done nothing but, I don't talk about anybody, bro. I particularly, I don't do anything. Well, I do talk about people, but it's only in self-defense. You know what I'm saying? Like specifically with FBG Butters and stuff like that. He said my name first. So, and I don't know if you know anything about bullies. You can't just stop when they, can't just stop once. He thought he was a bully. He thought he think I'm just a sweet, light-skinned, soft. You know what I mean? So, anyways, every chance I get, I'm gonna say his name. Like if something goes wrong with my live, I'm like, that's FBG Butter, because his hatred that he spewed towards me was uncalled for. So it's like every time I get a chance, I'm gonna say something. It's FBG Butter.
Because you just caught a stray for no reason.
Yeah, he punched me for no reason.
He talk about he punched me. You felt that.
He stole on me for no reason. You know what I'm saying? So anytime, like if I get cut off in traffic, I assume that's FBG Butter. You know what I'm saying?
I got you.
If my Wi-Fi go out, that's gotta be FBG. You know what I'm saying? So on and so forth.
Yeah, your mic was just tweaking, so that's okay. I get it now. I
FBG, but
I
I kind of like let it go. But then, like the more and more, like if I start thinking about some stuff, I'm like, you know what? I don't want to let it go. I got back on it. So I'm kind of like back on the phase of saying that's FBG Butter. And he had an opportunity to be freed from jail recently. And they denied him his bail hearing after he said that fuck SOLARMAN. So I'm not saying that I had anything to do with it. All I'm saying is that the hate that you get is the hate that you begot. You know what I'm saying? So I don't wish jail on, well, honestly, I do. I wish jail on bad people, but I don't wish jail as far as a place to be if you change your life, if you change your mind about things. You know what I'm saying? It's not a place to be. I've been in there, for a little bit, but still, it's not a place for humans. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, he said fuck me, and it's like I never said fuck him, bro. I only ever looked up to him in the content space because I thought he was a cool dude as far as like just being himself. He had so much dirt on his name. Like everybody was saying he a snitch. What's the word? Beef and Pepsi. You know what I'm saying? Just so much nonsense. That anyways, I don't want to keep talking about dude. But
so forget all that, right? I understand that part. So you mentioned like the comments of a video or whatever, like, so I'm gonna just ask a question real quick. Like how you feel about comments in general, like comments or like view counts or like, like how does that affect you? Like how that affect your content, how that affect your approach? Like, if say the feed right now was just all L's or something, like would that make you feel different? Or like say it was like, how do the comments matter? Like like what?
That's a good question.
Yeah, that's, I don't really know how to ask it, but that's what I'm just, like, do the comments, like,
Yeah, I get what you said. Welcome in everybody that's casually jumping in and out. Don't forget to like, comment, share, subscribe. We are the biggest, by the way. Yeah, the comments matter, bro. They matter to a degree. I've dealt with that, so I can answer that honestly. If all these comments said L, stop, put it up, would I stop? No. So how I deal with it, you got to take it with a grain of salt. You know what I'm saying? Like, for example, I did so many videos with 607 and somebody like him, he can shape the narrative. Like if he say it's lame or whatever, then you're gonna get a bunch of comments calling you lame. You know what I'm saying? Stuff like that. So I dealt with like a lot of comments of just people just not liking me. You know what I'm saying? So really it's just about what another thing I learned from dude. The reason I'm bringing them up is because I learned this from dude too. Is like, regardless of what anybody think about me, I'm gonna just go with my move, and it's gonna get better over time. So to answer your question, yeah, they matter with a grain of, you got to, like, the context matters. Like, what are they saying? What is the L? what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Is the L the topics? Is the L the response? Is the L, you know what I'm saying? What is the L? So I kind
What?
of like I would take that into consideration, but I would not let it stop me from being consistent.
Well, let me tell you why. Only reason I asked that, right? Cause see, with your thing, like what you do and what I do is kind of the same, but it's kind of different, right? Cause I'm doing this, but I haven't really like promoted this to my like main pages and my audience on Facebook and everything. I've been kind of trying to do something like to try to prove to everybody like you could do it without support. You feel me? Like I want to like I take on the low view counts and like every video I drop, I'm 25 episodes into the program. You feel me? Every I don't my views don't go crazy on the actual program. Now my clip channel, 500,000 views in 3 months. You feel me? But my main channel, like my actual episodes, they don't really do much. You feel me? In the comments, don't really be much, but that's not what fueled me. You feel me? Like for me, I'm doing this because I got a vision. You feel me? Like I see something, like say I'm drawing a picture, and I'm drawing a car on a piece of paper. I could see the car before I draw it. But if I'm trying to show you this blank piece of paper, like solar, you feel me? Like you see that, you're gonna be like, no, you feel me? But until I start drawing, like then you will be able to see, like, oh, okay, he drawing the card. Like, so I feel like I see something that everybody else can't see right now. You feel me? And like I tell my team around me, I got an editor, I got a clipper, I got my peoples that be in the background interviewing me, and like we got a system. And I just tell them like it's gonna take us 1,000 videos before we get it. You feel me? It's gonna take this a marathon. In the very beginning, I told like to get monetization. Luckily, we got 2 platforms monetized already, but like, I'm telling them like, y'all, this is a long game. It's about the message. It's about waking people up, saving people. But the views and that stuff don't matter. The money, it don't matter. So for me, just to hear you say like the comments or whatever, like I never pay attention to comments. Like I never watched that 607 video that we did. You feel me? Like I never, now I watch YouTube and I'm a commenter. Like how I be in your live sometimes. Like I comment, but I don't, like I don't personally, I don't care. Like the opinions be what they are. I know what my message is. You feel me? I know I mean good. So however people take it, that's just I just gotta put it out there and let it be. Like let people receive it how they do. But yeah, that's good to hear your perspective on that. I just had to slide that question in there because that was something I'd be thinking about for real.
No, that's good, bro, and I appreciate your perspective. I would say I don't care as much as I used to, for sure. Like it doesn't affect me when because I'm just not. Well, I don't know how long you've been doing it. You feel me? But I'm just like I recently looked back, like when I was at bro. I left bro created September 24th. I've been doing this for 3 months. You know what I'm saying? So it's
Fact,
like
same.
I'm.
Like likewise,
You know what I'm saying?
uh, shit.
So it's really a I'm grateful to and in those 6 months I've kind of like found my footing as far as like how I'm going to move forward with this, and I'm grateful that I have done so. you know but also, for me, I don't know about you, but for me, I kind of like I use stuff to fuel me too. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
Like I grew up playing sports, bro, and I wasn't like, I'm not a good trash talker. Like
Got you.
the words don't come quick enough, you feel me? But like if somebody talking to me,
I got
like
you.
what I'm gonna do is like, okay, for sure. Like watch this next transition, you feel me? Or watch when I get the ball. You know what I'm saying? I'm kind of like, I'm that type of player. So it's like I use that to feel like that FBG Butter situation, bro. I made 7 lives just because he made me mad. You feel me? But I didn't use that to stunt my growth. I used that to propel my growth. When I like 607 crib, even though he made me mad, I use that to make like 1,000 videos. You know what I'm saying? So I
Yeah.
think it's multiple ways to skin a cat. But no, I don't think
Hmm.
you should. If you are going to be thwarted or you're going to be thrown off by the view count, you shouldn't do content creation, period. Because it's
Yeah.
never going to work for you.
Agreed.
You know what I'm saying? It's
Agreed.
never going to work for you. Even the most littest people, like, Suburb Baby.
Yep. Yep.
Yeah, even him, like he still be talking about that, like how the views don't match up to like the lifestyle, or the views don't match up to what he be doing. And it's like, bro, it's you gotta think about the content that you're doing too. Like we not costing that. I'm not a sit
Hmm.
here to make you laugh kind of guy. I mean, I
Right.
think I'm funny, but it's like I'm more so it's like I'm giving thought pieces and I'm trying to figure out something while I'm talking to you. You know what I'm saying?
Gotcha.
So it's like it's different style of content. I'm not speed, you feel me? I'm not shock value, you know? So
Yeah.
it's like staying in your lane, and you said that through what you just said, as far as you know what I'm saying, as far as just focusing on the mission. You know what I'm saying? I got a mission. I truly
Facts.
believe, you know what I'm saying, that I'm sent from God. I'm not gonna call myself a prophet because I think
Mm.
that's up to the people. You know what I'm saying? But I truly have a word that comes from me through channeling the most high. And I believe that doing this, I get to speak to his people, like you just said. So yeah, that was a good point, bro. That was a good
Y-
point.
Hey, so you just said you feel like it's a calling, like, and you say you ain't want to say like from God because you don't want to call yourself a prophet, and you want to know what caught you right there. That was God that catch your tongue because you don't want to assign yourself. You feel me? God, you see the work he working through you, right? You feel your prophetic voice speaking. You feel me? So it's what you aligning up to. So keep aligning up to it. And like you said, I don't want to say I'm a prophet because you shouldn't. God will tell you when you is it when or when it's time. Because you might be right, but then you jump into it too early and mess it up. Feel me? Yeah, but just to speak on profit, right? Because everybody tend to think like they a prophet, right? But let me tell you what a prophet is. First off, it's a rule of hand. You feel me? I tell this to everybody. I said this on the program. This is a good time to say it. The rule of hand that keep the body covered. The body of Christ is what I'm talking about, right? Now, the five hands is what govern the body of Christ. You got your prophet. Now, your prophet is gonna point you in the direction, but it's the harsh truths. And they ain't gonna hold your hand and walk you down that road. They just gonna tell you this is what you're gonna go through, and that's where you need to go. And they gonna tell you them harsh truths about yourself that you don't want to hear. That's the prophecy. That's the prophet, but they not gonna walk with you. You feel me? Then you got your teacher. Now, your teacher is the one that's going to have more compassion, but they're going to keep you strong in the word. You feel me? They're going to keep you solid, but they're going to have more empathy. They're going to be able to walk with you. Then you got your apostle. Well, I'll say the apostle last because that's the most special one. You got the evangelist, right? The evangelist gather the people. Gather the people. So some people got this gift where they can get a whole bunch of people together, gather them up quick, spread the word, but the evangelists never stay long. They got to go. Now I just dropped y'all off these gems. Y'all do what y'all do with them. That's your evangelist, right? And then you got the pastor. Now that's the guard of the word. See, some of us get mad at pastors because they be defensive of like people that talk about other religions and things, but that's the pastor's job to protect the word. You feel me? If you want a teacher that's gonna be have compassion or be able to have open conversation with you, go to the teacher. But the pastor, he protect the word. You feel me? But the last one, the most important one, is the apostle. That's the thumb, gang. The thumb able to touch them all. So the apostle able to be the prophet, the apostle able to be the teacher, the apostle able to be the pastor, and the apostle able to be the evangelist, but they govern them all. That hand cover the body of Christ. You feel me? So you might think you a prophet, but you might be a prophet, you might be evangelist, you might be a teacher, you might be the apostle that can do them all, gang. So don't box yourself into prophet. Prophet is what's trending. Everybody want to be a prophet, but the prophet ain't even the one. It's the apostle. That's the thumb that could do them all. You feel me? And so I just heard that prophecy. You said prophet. I just get in. Like I get in my mode. I ain't mean to go off like that, but yeah, we could get back on script.
Nah,
I
that's
just
that's
had to.
beautiful right there.
Yeah.
I never heard it displayed like that. Somebody clip that for me, because that was good right there. I'm gonna have to clip that myself. That's a really good time signature right there. And that was at 49:09 when you finished that. So that's real saying right there. That's smooth. I hope y'all watching this live. If y'all just now clicking in, don't forget to like, comment, share, subscribe. We are the biggest, by the way. We're bigger than everybody that you can think of. I go by the name SOLARMAN. I'm emphatically, sonically. I'm out of here. I have a guest on here today by the name of the program. It's a conversation, not an interrogation. We're not interrogating anymore. Kind of like what we didn't allow Nicolas Maduro to do. We kind of just kidnapped him. You know what I'm saying? So we didn't even interrogate that guy. We kind of just, I thought Americans were like, I thought we didn't value ratchetness. I thought we didn't value ghetto-ness. I thought we didn't value thug culture, but we're kind of like thugs. We're kind of like bullies. and it kind of seems hypocritical to me. But we did just get a general, not a general. We just got a breakdown of what profit is and how it kind of relates to the message. And that's kind of like what we do this for. Regardless of what you want to call us, you got to say something because when you are living in trying times, God will raise up his people no matter what part of that finger you're going to be a part of. You're going to be a part of the hand in general. You know what I'm
Just
saying?
cover. Everybody got a part to do to cover the body, gang. We all play a part. We all got a job. All got a role.
Everybody has a job, and I love that. It kind of brings us to our next point of kind of like, well, this ain't got nothing to do with that, but I want to bring it up.
Go ahead.
Have you seen Welcome to Derry?
No, but okay. The Stranger Thing. Okay, no. Tell me about Welcome to Derry. Tell me about it. Go off.
All right. So you saw the It movie though, right? Two
Yeah.
of them,
No, I definitely
right?
seen them.
For sure. Me too. We definitely, most of us have definitely seen It movie. And then after I finish describing it, guys, I'm gonna get to y'all comments in just a second. Then I'm gonna finish my point. Most of us have seen Most of us have seen It movies, and what it is a demonic clown. That At first he's presented like an alien, but later, and we find in the show Welcome to Derry that he's a falling angel. He's a fallen star. He's basically like Lucifer. He's the fallen. He's part of the fallen light. He's part of the morning
Got
star
you.
phenomena. That's who it is. And he's been here for millions of years. And he's the way that he manifests himself, or the way that he feeds, is through fear.
Mm.
So he needs your fear in order to have power. He does not have power without your fear, but he can capture you though through his light. He is a light being, almost like an angel, but he is
This
a being of
sounds.
false light. His false light brings you to him, but he needs your fear in order to feed. His false light brings you to him, but he needs your fear in order to feed. Anyways, that's who Welcome to Derry is. I want you to think about that real quick before I finish, or while I read some of these comments. Catch up, make sure I don't leave anybody out. I don't like 607 Unk for real, for real. Why not? Only decent rapper from Shy was LA. Y'all really caught a loss because rest is shit. I don't know what you're talking about, man. We haven't talked about. Oh, we were talking about FBG, but okay, my fault, bro. Yeah, I used to listen to Chicago rappers and that drill rap movement back when I didn't really care about what came into my ears sonically and how it affected my spirit. But I no longer allow demonically, parasitically possessed people to infiltrate my mind because I'm too much in control of my immediate environment to do so. Solar Man, yo, look at Butter now, telling on people in interviews he a snitch, and Chicago know that. I don't so much subscribe to the snitch narrative because who knows what these so-called gangsters do behind closed doors. You know what I mean? I was just like, kind of like, just like as a man thing, like, why are you? I didn't say anything about you, bro. So why are you saying something about me? But that's neither here nor there. Fuck what people think. God only matters. Right on. But it's kind of hard to say fuck what people think because we all live here together. It's very easy to say. But we weren't born in this planet like alone. You know what I'm saying? So it's like
That's
we gotta
facts.
kind of like consider it. You know what I mean? Like consider it at
You
least.
gotta kind of consider it. Hey, that's Solar Man for y'all.
For sure. At least consider it.
Please consider it.
Hey, what's up, Freddie? Hey, man. Respect. Genuine dude. Right on. Solar Man, keep pushing. I started YouTube in July and I was watching you and Unc. Happy you still going. That's dope. And the guy, this guy here got a good spirit. Keep going. We appreciate you on OMBC no clips. We appreciate you and keep going with yourself too, bro. Consistency over results. That's been my mantra, not only for YouTube, but other areas of my life that have allowed me to become abundant and successful. Consistency over results, for sure. Prophets are the most important ones. Bible don't say none of that. Say none of what? False prophets, prophet. Dope conversation. That's dope. That the middle finger for me right now. LOL. I'm so drained. What you drained by? Consistency over results. Definitely. Consistency over results, bro. That's for anything and
Consistency
everything,
over
bro.
results. Hey, and shout out to whoever said that, man. I'm with that. Hey, because I go to the gym every day, 4 a.m. and I've been going for the last 4.5 months, and I probably gained about 7 pounds, nigga. I'm mad, but I be in that bitch. Fuck it, nigga. I said I'm gonna have to go to the gym like this for 5 years straight at 4 a.m. and I had a physique I want, right?
Oh yeah, you cold, boy. To the gym every day. I used to go to the gym every day, bro. I used to be a
Yeah.
meathead. I don't know if you can
See,
believe it.
no, I ain't know. See, I go literally. It started as mental, like just getting up and getting there. If I can get there, that was my first battle. You feel me? Waking up every day, getting there, cause I gotta be to work at 6, so I get up at 3:50, get there by 4. I just walk down the sidewalk, get there by 4. Feel me? Boom, I'm in there. So now I'm in there. I done fell in love with it after 4.5 months. Now I'm in here every day. Might as well do something good with it. So now I'm, working on different muscles. I done learned about the different heads and the arms and So, but 5 years, baby, it's gonna take 5 years for me to pop. Because in my mind, I'm 260 like them niggas that be lifting up the cars and shit in competitions for real. That's really how I be thinking in my head, be then slam one of you niggas. But yeah, that's for real. Like that's in my head though. I'm like that.
No,
But
right
yeah.
on, bro. You sound like you got a vision of yourself that you want to accomplish. You feel me? I used to think like that, bro. I used to be, bro, whether you can believe it or not, bro. I weigh 160, about 163 right now. I used to weigh 185, almost 190, all like me head, bro. Like, anyways,
Yeah.
yeah, the gym is very good for you to if you want to condition your mind, if you want to just build up a habit of consistency.
Fact.
I would say for those of us that can't make it to the gym or just don't want to do it that way, that's definitely a way to do it for sure. Another way is I always like to start simple. Making up your bed every single day. Now I'm saying if you make up
I'm
your bed
so
every
big
single
on
day,
that, bro. I'm so big on it because that's like the very least thing you could do. Like I'm a roll over, get out my bed. The least I can do is make my bed. And they said all rich people make their bed, and if you don't make your bed, you ain't gonna be rich. So yeah, chat. Do what y'all will with that.
nah, that's this is good information. And before we get back to the topics, because we do got some more topics coming, and I want to finish on that welcome to dairy stuff. I hope you've been keeping it in your mind.
Yeah, yes.
Um,
I was, that's my type of shit.
yeah, before we get back to that, I just got a question, and I don't know, maybe you know. Talk about the NYPD uniforms that were found in New York and the 5 new cities said they found in Antarctica. If you heard about it, have you heard about the NYPD situation? I've heard about the
Mm,
Antarctica situation.
No, I ain't heard about the NYPD, but I damn sure want to hear about this Antarctica shit. Come on, hey, I got to hear about that. Y'all gotta enlighten me. That's my type of
Okay.
shit. We talking ice wall?
Okay, this is good. And this is good because this kind of goes into the this kind of goes into my batteries kill. We probably only got about 20 more minutes, and this is good. I'm
You
gonna make
good?
it. I'm gonna make it make sense. Um, this goes into the parasite dilemma. This goes into the shadow people dilemma, and this goes into the welcome dairy to dairy situation with the Antarctica. I'll make it all fit, and the reason it all fits is because the world that we currently live in now is a shadow reflection of what's on the other side of the ice wall, and that's in Antarctica. The world we live in now is a reflection of what you would consider, what I would consider the old world, or the world of the Old Testament that it refers to in the kings of old, the giants of old, the legends of old, the beast of old. That's where we live right now.
So you saying
We
we in like a parallel, like on the other side of the ice wall, it's like a mirror reality of this? Like,
essentially, but not so much like I don't want you to think about it like where it's people walking around like you and I and
oh,
interacting
okay,
with
okay,
society like that.
okay.
I want you to think about it more so where everything that we got trained to learn about, like dinosaurs, giants, big feet, Bigfoot, fairies, all that type of stuff. All that type of stuff is what actually exists, but it exists over there in a contained environment. Like we're kind of like in a contained container. So
Like
it's
a
like
firmament inside of a firmament.
that's what the firmament is. It's our container.
But so you saying it's like another firmament inside of this firmament?
I'm saying no, we're the firmament, and I'm saying what's over there is the real world.
Oh, oh,
So
I know.
we're like so this is like this is like Earth version. If y'all all watched, and I talked about this a few times, this is like Earth version CX4. This is like Rick and Morty Earth version CX, dash 129Z7 beta. You know what I'm saying?
Bro, Paul, please hold that thought, because what's going on with Rick and Morty? Do I need to watch Rick and Morty? Bro, I just had a guest on my pod. I get to talking about quantum leaping, and bro, he brings up Rick and Morty, bro. Is y'all what the fuck is Rick and Morty?
Yeah. CIA has been working with Hollywood ever since its inception in the late 1800s. You know what I'm saying? So Rick and Morty, Rick Royland used to work not in the CIA, but with CIA operatives and stuff like that in other Hollywood projects. All these people have dibbing and dabbings with the FBI, with the CIA, with the NSA. And CIA has to approve basically every release that comes out, through some form of like basically like how our politicians, and this is true, our politicians have what's the word? What's the word? The APAC, where they got to report to Israeli officials. Basically, they got to pass policies that are pro-Israel. Did you know that? It's called APAC. Okay, so our officials, our officials and our Jewish president Trump, because that's what Israel they did. You don't know if you saw that video of Trump. He had a Jewish man put his arm around him and kind of like bully him, kind of like pull him in, and say, "This is our friend."
I
You saw that?
see that.
Yeah. So that's because we are the United States of Israel at this time, because most of our politicians have been bought out by Israeli officials, and we have something called APAC. And I'm going to relate this back to Hollywood. We have something called APAC, whereas we cannot pass legislation that is not pro-Israel. That's why we have billions of dollars that goes out annually to Israel, and Israel has like free education, free healthcare, but we can't get that for some odd reason. And this is a tangent, but we can't get free healthcare and stuff like that because these private sectors say that would make if we have free healthcare, that would make the quality of healthcare, basically if we just had a standard for everybody gets free healthcare, everybody gets this or whatever, that would like it would destroy the marketplace, because it would lower the quality of the healthcare because everybody would get the same thing.
Big Pharma, ain't that what it's called? Big Pharma.
Big Pharma is the one arguing against free healthcare because they say it would ruin the quality of healthcare for Americans.
Remember, I told you they will stop because the money over there on the grass. Let's all hey, hold on. It's money. Grab that. We gonna grab the money. Like that shit so crazy.
So yeah, so it would all so Big Pharma, as if we can't make legislation to guarantee a standard of healthcare where everybody gets a high quality performing premium, as if we can't come up with that. But anyways, that's their argument for why we don't have free healthcare now. Anyways, I digress. What I'm saying is that Hollywood and CIA has been working with Hollywood and CIA have been in tandem with one another since the late 1800s. And anyways, you can learn a lot. So for our parents out there, for if you got kids that watch too much TV or whatever the case may be, it's not what they're watching, it's what they're watching. You know what I'm saying? You want to make sure if you can't control what these kids watch, but you can control what they watch. I know I'm sounding redundant, but it's true. You can learn a lot from a lot of these shows. You can learn a lot from Rick and Morty, even though that they're very what's the word? They're very atheist styled in their message. You can learn a lot from Stranger Things.
What's the
And you
one
can
that
also learn
they
a lot.
used to? What's the one they predicted Trump was gonna be the president? The cartoon, y'all remember?
That's the Simpsons season 12, like episode like 34 or something like that. I watched
So
every
is that
single
is they under that shit too?
I watched every single episode of The Simpsons just to watch that. So no. See, you taking me somewhere I didn't expect this live to go. So check it out. Just real quick. So these people, they're not predicting anything. It's not like they're genies or anything like that. All these people, again, I just told you Hollywood and the CIA works in tandem with one another. And then also all of these people are Freemasonic operatives. They're all high level Masons. in the Masons and in the Masonic game, in the game of life, because that's how they tally this stuff up. These people, they play basically games of good and evil on a daily basis, and in their games, they have to have a balance. You know, in their games, they have to have conferences where they discuss the agendas for the next 10 years. You know, that's how they do it. They do it by decades. This is the agenda for the decade. You know what I'm saying? So Trump was nominated to be the leader of the agenda of the golden age. You know, the golden man. You know, that's why he's doing the golden ballroom for, you know, the White House that you and I
then
pay for. And, you know, but
okay,
you know, these people don't like you know, government housing, but he's in government housing and he's destroying the government housing that you and I pay for. You know
right.
what I mean? You know, stuff like that. So you can, anyways, taking it back to Welcome to Dairy. You can learn a lot from this stuff. And I recently just did a case study. Whereas I wanted to see if I can manifest a demon or not. And I know that sounds crazy, but just give me a second. I'm gonna tell you why. Um,
Uh-oh.
so I talked about shadow people a lot on this channel. And I talked about my experiences with shadow people. And I
Yeah.
also talked about the phenomena of how we've been and how how more people, you got about 45 to 60% of people have been stating that they've been noticing a phenomena of shadows running in their peripheral as they, you know, as these 2020s have been progressing. So what I did was I watched Welcome to Dairy. I hadn't been watching horror films or anything like that, particularly in my home. Excuse me, particularly in my home, because what I found is that even if I don't start noticing shadows manifest out the corner of my eye, my dreams would be demonically influenced, no matter what I did. Like no matter, like, even if I watched it and I said I was cool, 2 days later I'm having a weird ass dream. You know what I'm saying? So what I did was I used my aunt. I used my aunt, bless her heart. I used my aunt for this case study because one of my, so this is how I found out about Welcome to Dairy. My aunt, I got two aunts that live close to me. One of them, she stay in the hood, and then another one stay like right down the street from me. The one that stay in the hood be watching this type of stuff all the time, and she's a scaredy cat. You know what I'm saying? But she loves watching this type of stuff. You feel me? So, anyways, she told me about Welcome to Dairy. I didn't even know anything about it, you know. And she didn't tell me this about her seeing a shadow man, which I'm about to tell you in just a second. She didn't tell me that she saw that until after I watched the show. So I watched the show, but I didn't watch it at my house on purpose. So, you know, am I an asshole for watching it at my aunt's house? Yes. But you know, I just had to do my case study. Anyways, I wanted to watch the show too. Anyways, I watched the show at my other aunt's house, the one that lives in close proximity to me, like literally right down the street. I watched it at her house, and bro, Welcome to Dairy is like it's there's many things that make it openly satanic. It's the color schemes that they use that make it openly satanic, meaning how can colors be satanic? It's the lighting hues that they use. You feel me? It's the timing of it's everything. Everything about the show is satanic, bro. And if you study these people that produce these shows, Justin Roiland, they'll say that most of them will say that they're just atheists. But that's often telling when they say that they're atheists. Usually in Hollywood, atheists suggest satanic. Usually, you know what I'm saying? But anyways, if you study these producers and stuff like that, most of them will say that they're atheists or agnostic. But again, that's often telling for them being Satanists. Anyways, what I'm saying is that after we watched this show, I don't kid you, I didn't see anything personally, but I just had like an eerie feeling, and I had weird dreams for the next 3 days. My aunt, she said that she was lying, and she told me this yesterday. She was lying in her bed, and she's, you know, she's not you don't know her, and y'all don't know her, but I'm just telling you, she's a Christian lady. She don't lie. You know what I'm saying? So she said it happened, it happened. You feel me? She was laying in her bed, and she said she saw a shadow man standing over her, and she wanted to act like she was asleep, so she started snoring. And then the next thing she knows, she was screaming because it was trying to choke her. but you know, this kind of like it was like induced in between like that lucid state. You feel me? When you still dreaming and like you feel me, awakeness.
Yeah.
And she wasn't scared. She was just like, I'm not watching that. That's what she said. I'm not watching that demonic shit. With you know, she ain't say shit because she don't cuss. But I'm not watching that demonic, you know, that demon stuff with you no more. You know, that's what it was. And I was like, you know what? It's my fault. You know, it's my fault. And we prayed, and I took accountability for that because I didn't want that to happen to her, but I wanted to see what would happen.
Mm-hmm.
You know, to me. But I didn't
Yeah.
want to watch it at my house, so it's my fault that happened to her.
Yeah.
And then also my other aunt told me that she had the same thing happen to her, where she saw a shadow man standing at her door after watching that film. So what I'm saying to you, and this is on my thumbnail as well, what I'm saying to you is, and
The movie
this
is a
alludes to
ritual.
everything that we've been talking about, as far as the spirit, as far as what's going on in Venezuela, these wars and these conflicts that we just seemingly have no control over. What I'm saying to you is that what they're doing is, and what you can learn by watching Stranger Things, Welcome to Dare, is that these people communicate with the other side to make events happen in our reality. So what I told you about, that's why I told you to remember what I said about Pennywise the clown. What he needs,
Yeah.
he attracts himself as light to attract you towards him, but he
But he
needs your
needs you to
fear
fear.
to have power over you. So we have all these events happening. Venezuela, it,
Oh, people start
Nigeria,
panicking. Oh,
panic. I need your panic. I need your attention first. I need your attention first. We just
oh.
kidnapped Maduro. That's your attention. Then what's going to happen next? Or are we going to get bombed? That's the panic.
That's the
COVID-19. I
panic.
need your attention. They got the whole world's attention. They can show you just like that. We can change the whole world just like that. We
Just
can
like
snap
that.
everything into whatever. Anyways, they are manifesting things into our realm because these things need our agreements. And the way that we agree to it is, if you notice too, during all these times and during all these things, notice over the last decade, whenever there's global events going on, notice the type of media that is produced, the type of movies that come out. They're very, very, very demonic. You know,
I think
the ones that are promoted.
symbolism. You know they
It's
into that symbolism shit. Think about the music videos. Think about the rappers and the little shit they do, the hand gestures and the black and white checkerboard shit. Like it's symbol, bruh. The movie was a ritual. The movie
big
was a
ritual.
ritual.
Hold on, I got to get this. You know, out of everything that we're talking about today, somebody want to ask just such. You know, you just like you see ignorant comments like, Jesus. Hold on, let me get this out of here, bro.
I don't even got the comment thing up.
Don't even worry about it. I got it out of here. Don't
I
even
don't
worry
even.
about it.
I be check. I don't even check that shit, man. I don't be tripping about that shit.
Um, but yeah, that's what's going on. They're manifesting parasites through media. And if you notice, again, during times of global panic or just global anxiety, the type of media that is produced is very telling. Like you said, it's through the symbolism, it's through the artists and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
But you get a Welcome to Dare, you get you know Stranger Things being the highest grossing television show on the planet at this time. You know, you get all of that stuff on purpose during these times because we're still kind of like in the Coliseum eras. That's why it's kind of like very hard for me to care about the NBA. You know, they got to make up different shit to get your interest with that. It's very hard for me to care about the NFL. It's very hard for me to stick with the program. Not, you know what I mean? It's very hard for me to stick with it.
Yeah, yeah.
It's very hard for me to stick because I see the play and it's not a phenomena. Again, I did a case study. It's 100% accuracy. Everybody got affected after watching that Welcome to Dairy shit. You know what I'm
It's a
saying?
ritual.
It's a ritual. That's exactly what it
But
is.
you gotta press play.
You feel me? You got to press
Oh,
play. Exactly. You have to
oh,
agree to press play. And me, you know, I'm a sociologist. That's what I went to school for. So, and you know, it's very hard for me not to press play. You know, because I
right.
got to
Because
see.
I want to know. I gotta see. Like, let me
I got
see.
to see.
Show me. Like,
Show me. And boy, did it show me.
yeah. Hey, I'm gonna say this though, bro. Be extra careful, bro. You would just
Oh,
step
yeah.
because listen, ain't nothing wrong with entertaining your dark side. We all dark and light. But thing about demons, y'all, and I'm sure you didn't know a demon or what the fuck ever that shadow is. But thing about demons, I don't know, like people that be practicing rituals and doing all this weird stuff. You might invite a demon into your life that you can't get rid of. A parasite that attached to you that you can't just take off of you. You feel me? That shit gotta get exorcismed up out of you, certain shit. So y'all just be extra careful. You know, just be extra careful, bro. Don't think that this shit mystical and no, cause I mean y'all see these things happening. He just told y'all, dude, the stuff in Venezuela happened. That grabbed everybody attention. Now, oh, we might get attacked back. There go the panic. And now what? They got us, and we got to be
And
careful,
before to
man.
piggyback off of that, and before we close out, we got about 5 more minutes. Before we close out, I just want to add something to this to the salad. As the Venezuelan thing's going on, and as we have global attention on that, which by the way, 70% of Americans don't agree that we should be able to just kidnap somebody just because we say so. Anyways, and that's still kind of telling. I feel like 100% of people shouldn't be good with kidnapping, but you know, we do have a lot of people who are socially, no, I'm not socially. I'm sorry, who are actually by the definition retarded. You know what I mean?
I mean, the
They
average
like
reading
they have
level in the
something
United
in
States
their
is third grade.
yeah. They have critical thinking skills of a kindergartner, so they're actually by definition retarded. But anyways, whilst all this is going on, guess what just happened in hip hop? Drake just got hit with a RICO.
I seen that Drake and Aiden Ross.
Yeah.
Seen that.
Because they got to throw you, two Jews. They gotta throw you off with more a phenomena of media. Because the
Oh,
allegation is that
more attention, huh?
more
Oh,
attention more attention to dilute your thinking process to where you think that everything is in a state of chaos.
mm.
So if you think everything is in a state of chaos, your feelings of control leave. That way you don't feel like you can control them putting chemtrails in the air. You don't feel like you can control if your president kidnaps other, and starts wars that we don't have any control, but we got to fight. Our
And
submission
we
to the new
can't
world order.
control if they control us, and that's why they
Yes,
control us. Wow, bitch, you
you
cooking
control
right?
me by if I punch you in 100 different ways but your hands are tied behind your back. Is that's what I tell you. I've raised you up to believe that your hands are tied behind your back, even though they're not.
They're
And I
not.
keep punching you 100 different ways. You're gonna believe there's nothing you can do about it. So that's what's going on, brother. You know, and you know, it's kind of like this, bro. Trump's not tough, nor is Marco Rubio, nor is Putin, nor is the leaders of North Korea. You know who's tough? The people who shoot the guns. That's who's tough.
Facts.
You know what I'm
Facts.
saying?
Them soldiers.
Them soldiers. That's who's tough. And soldiers are. That's why they physically traumatize them and they break down their psyche to where that they can control them with the command. So that's who's tough. That's who you got to worry about. But you know, and these private interest groups hire mercenaries. What's the mercenaries? Somebody that can basically a hitman for money. That's a mercenary. So these people, these leaders are only tough as we allow them to be. So the real institution that we're fighting against is the war machine. And how do we overcome the war machine? Well, I honestly, maybe you have some ideas, but other than the power of Christ, I'm not aware of any solutions.
The rapture gonna have to happen.
See,
That's my take.
and that's unfortunate because that dilutes again. That goes back to the power phenomena. That dilutes like that suggests that there's nothing that we can do right now to stop the war machine.
I think that it was something that we could have done, like as this shit was progressing. But I think things have gone too far with us doing nothing. That is to a point where everybody can't shake hands and kumbaya no more. It's just people gotta die. Like even Moses had to kill one to save the village. Like even shit. Hey, That's just, hey, God in the Old Testament flushed this thing out when we weren't doing what he said. So shit, if you got dictators in some countries, gang, it ain't all democracy everywhere like us. So
Facts.
and it ain't no world law. You feel me? It's just we all got our own things. Because my thing is this: we look at kidnapping how we do, but what's the kidnapping laws in Venezuela? Like what like is what's the weight of that shit in Venezuela? It's just weird. Like the world. Somebody asked me that question earlier, and I was kind of stuck. Like, damn, that's good. And
Ask me that question one more time.
well, I say what was asked of me. He said that I said that, do you think we was wrong for kidnapping the president? I was interviewing somebody earlier. I said, do you think we was wrong for kidnapping that president? He said, well, is kidnapping illegal? Like, how do they view kidnapping in Venezuela? You feel me? Like I know the American laws. I don't know how laws is in Venezuela. I don't know they views in Venezuela. And when you think about it like that, people in other country normalize a lot of weird stuff. It's a lot of weird things in many different countries that's normalized. So I don't know, man. I'm glad you informed me on this Venezuela stuff, because yeah, I've just kind of been just observing, but yeah,
That's the best thing that you can do, brother, is observe before you either interject or before you decide to not do anything at all. But to answer that question, though, remember what I said, something about the supreme law of the land. So you still got something called the supreme law of the land, whereas the basic human decency of freedom of speech and sovereignty to not get kidnapped is still observed. So regardless of local politics, you cannot just go into someone's house and remove them forcibly because you don't like them. You know what I'm saying? When y'all linking one up. Hey boy, I don't know. Sooner than later. But I think bro phone just died and I'm on 1% too, y'all. So at this point, I'm gonna go ahead and end it here. I appreciate y'all. I love y'all with the love of Christ. Don't forget to like, comment, share, subscribe. Hype this video up too when you get the chance. Share this with your friends, family, and otherwise, we are the tribe. There is something that we can do. It's by coming together. And we're doing that by giving our attention to each other and giving our time to each other and giving our resources to each other, regardless of race, color, otherwise. I know there's a lot of dissension going on with races and stuff like that. But the only way that they win is when we stop talking about it. So until next time, which will be very soon, I'll see y'all, Lord willing. Peace.